Definitely the W, especially if Sophie Cunningham is going to continue to fight people for messing with Caitlin Clark, because it feels like Caitlin Clark is going to get treated in a certain way in this league for a long time. She's not a rookie anymore. Okay? She's already proved herself. She's won. And then there were some, ladies last night that were trying to get a little physical.
When Marina Mabrey cheap shot Caitlin Clark, she thought she could get away with it. What she didn't count on was Sophie Cunningham and Pat McAfee going full DEFCON 1. This wasn't just a foul, it was a declaration of war. And the league? Oh, it heard it loud and clear.
Marina Mabrey, who knocked Caitlin Clark down. I don't like these cheap shots, though. She got gouged in the eye. Cheap shots can't be happening, and it always happens. No. Caitlin is certainly going to be a storyline. She's a star, she's a dog, and the WNBA seemingly...
It started with a dirty poke to the eye from JC Sheldon. No whistle, no help. Just Caitlin Clark blinking through pain. Seconds later, boom. Marina Mabrey bulldozes Clark to the floor like it's an NFL blitz. Fans were stunned. Teammates froze. But one player didn't hesitate.
Last year, I think something we noticed, and I think a lot of people noticed, is when Caitlin would get bullied, nobody would do nothing.
That's right.
Nobody would do nothing. It was like, hey, they didn't know, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe people are doing this to Caitlin Clark. Teammates weren't jumping in there. They bring in Sophie Cunningham. I had no idea. Sophie Cunningham was a black belt at the age of 6.
Yeah. Yep.
Boom!
Wow.
JC Sheldon, that's cute. You want to poke her in the eye, then push her into a boom Mabrey thing? Go ahead. I'll take a take foul, and you'll eat the deck a little bit here. And then we'll get it. I love
Sophie Cunningham, Indiana's walking flamethrower. Known for her edge, loved for her grit. And when Caitlin went down, Sophie didn't ask questions. She locked eyes with Mabrey and lit the court on fire. Not with words, with presence. The kind that says, you mess with Caitlin, you mess with me.
Caitlin Clark was just assaulted. Bad. This is the worst one ever, bro. She was literally poked in the eye, then pushed to the ground by Marina Mabrey.
Then came Pat McAfee. Never one to hold back. He broke the incident down frame by frame, and he didn't mince words. That's not basketball. That's assault. His entire panel? Unanimous. What happened to Caitlin Clark was an embarrassment to the league.
Marina Mabrey basically just did what Kennedy Carter did on a whole nother...
But here's the thing. It wasn't an isolated incident. From elbows to takedowns, Caitlin Clark has been the WNBA's human punching bag since day one. And until now, her team stayed silent. Until Sophie Cunningham rewrote the rules.
Fever and the Connecticut Sun got into it a little bit last night. Obviously, it all started with an eye gouge into a knockdown from JC Sheldon.
Caitlin is up there with the MVP, probably with big feast out in Minnesota.
I don't like these cheap shots, though. She got gouged in the eye.
Yeah, big time.
Gouged in the eye. Marina Mabrey, who knocks her down.
Mabrey just goes and shoves her onto the ground. Marina Mabrey, this is ridiculous.
Cunningham isn't just tough, she's tactical. A black belt since age 6. And now, she's Caitlin's personal enforcer. Think Rodman to MJ, Draymond to Steph. A ride or die who's not afraid to get her hands dirty. And that changes everything for Indiana.
I don't like the blindside cheap shot. I don't like the poke in the eye. But I don't mind the...
Physical.
Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of competitive, how you doing, keep it moving. Especially at the WNBA with how much is at stake. Right now they're at a pivotal time.
Yep.
There's CBA coming up, I think. I believe there is some sort, because remember they're talking about holding out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so there is some sort, I believe there is a CBA coming up. So it's like there's an opportunity now. What is the pivotal time? It's like having good basketball, good, having cheap shots, not good.
With Sophie on the floor, the vibe shifted. The Fever weren't just playing, they were believing. Caitlin stood taller, nailed a deep 3 in Sheldon's face, turned to the bench and said, "You like that, Sophie?" Right beside her, barking, battling, backing her up.
Mind you, JC Sheldon has been hitting Caitlin in the face all game, fouling all game. The refs don't care. The refs act like their whistles are broke. She's fouling her nonstop again, hits her.
Pat nailed it again. Every great player needs an enforcer. MJ had them. Steph has them. And now Caitlin does too. Sophie didn't just defend her teammate. She made a statement to the league. Try it again, and you'll meet the floor.
Sophie Cunningham coming in there too.
She was barking the whole time too underneath the hoop. I thought.
When she was grabbing the head.
Is that like who she is? She's like an enforcer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like she was potentially brought in like a James Johnson type role for Tyrese Halliburton. And it's like, thank God. I think this is a good play, not a bad play.
You always need some. I don't know if they still call them. You need some goons on your team for sure, especially when you have a star like that. Yeah, when you have the golden goose, just like MJ was, when you had his teammates who would kind of protect him at times when the dirtbag Detroit Pistons had those MJ rules. So this is what the greats are gonna go through. Candace Parker kind of went through this. She came in the league, but yeah, Caitlin Clark's gonna continue to deal with it, and
Caitlin's stardom has changed the WNBA's visibility. But with that spotlight comes a target. Cheap shots, hard fouls, unchecked aggression. Cunningham's response? A warning shot to the whole league. This isn't just protection, it's evolution.
Drop it with no hesitation. Last night, double team, step back sideways. How you doing? Keep it moving. Then hobble her to the bench afterwards with a.
You like that?
Yeah, it was you like that, but that last one right here, this is a. Get to it. The punch is a.
Don't look now, but this team's got fire. Caitlin's leadership, Sophie's backbone, and the hunger to make Indiana relevant again. This isn't just a comeback. It's a cultural shift. The Fever have found their identity, and it starts with protection.
And she's a needle mover, and she's got an enforcer on the team now, and a black belt having Sophie Cunningham. Don't look now, the Fever are about to win WNBA title, just like they're about to win the Commissioners.
Fans are calling it the Clark and Cunningham connection. And it's clear, this duo isn't just scoring points, they're setting standards. If you ride with Caitlin and Sophie, smash that like button, drop a GOAT CC and a hashtag Spicy Sophie in the comments.
She's one. She's a needle mover.
Caitlin is the one.
No comparison to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the most must-watch basketball player in world basketball right now. There's nobody that does what Caitlin Clark does.
She's the biggest basketball star in the world.
How special and rare Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA wanted more intensity. Well, it just got it. Sophie Cunningham is here. Pat McAfee sees it. And Marina Mabrey? She'll think twice next time. Because Caitlin Clark isn't fighting alone anymore. Welcome to the new era of the W.
Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
Tuesday night. Connecticut versus Indiana. A physical game turns volatile. Marina Mabrey makes contact. A cheap shot to Caitlin Clark. But this time, things are different. Caitlin doesn't flinch, and Sophie Cunningham doesn't wait. She steps in, chest to chest with Mabrey. Enforcer mode activated.
You ever know that they're targets?
Yeah.
Caitlin understands it at this point, and I love that she is yet to waver. It's just like, work it, singular focus of next game, I'm getting back.
As the clip went viral, Pat McAfee wasted no time. On live air, he called out the nonsense and put Marina Mabrey on notice. McAfee clip excerpt, "You ain't bullying Caitlin Clark no more." Sophie Cunningham is standing on business. McAfee called Clark, that dog, not just a star, but a generational disruptor. He broke down the moment frame by frame, pointing out the ice in Clark's veins and the fire in Sophie's eyes.
She just texts me. She never texts me during the game.
All right.
Here is Clark splashing home a 3 from way downtown. Kelly escorting her back to the bench. JC Sheldon is there with her hand in her face.
Last season, Caitlin tried to play it clean. Take the hits, stay quiet, fit in. But now, that's over. That fire you saw Tuesday wasn't just revenge, it was evolution. Clark's no longer adapting to the WNBA, she's redefining it. After the shove, Clark didn't argue. She didn't retaliate. She locked in, got double-teamed, falling sideways, and still buried a logo 3. Then came the stare, the now iconic chest thump, the I'm the one moment. She didn't just answer, she silenced the room.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is. Oh, and Marina Mabrey's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected. Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabrey. She's got a scar on one side, a scratch on one side of her face, a scratch on the other side. It's not from the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here. There's a scrape across the face. That's what Clark didn't like.
And who was right behind her? Sophie Cunningham. She wasn't just playing basketball. She was protecting a legacy in the making. No dirty play. No punches. Just presence. Just fire. The crowd noticed. Twitter exploded. Sophie's jersey? Selling out. Her name? Trending. Her role? Crystal clear. Caitlin has the magic. Sophie brings the muscle.
Indiana Fever fans were chanting, Sophie, Sophie. Sophie's jersey is going to sell out tonight. She's going to be in the All-Star game tonight just from this one play because she was standing on business. It wasn't a dirty play. It was an intentional foul and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle and I don't think anybody wanted that.
This wasn't a one-off. It's been building. And for those watching close, you could feel it coming. WNBA insiders said it best. When the officials lose control, the league turns gladiator. Marina Mabrey? She stays in the mix. Scratched up, tangled, aggressive. But this time, her aggression backfired. She didn't just poke the bear. She woke the entire den.
The officials don't get control of the ball game when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better.
Even coaches saw it coming. Indiana Fever staff reportedly warned officials in the first quarter. This is about to go sideways. But nothing changed. And now the league has a problem. You've got the most watched player in the world being targeted weekly. The question is, who's going to protect Caitlin Clark? The answer came loud and clear. Her name is Sophie Cunningham.